skyline. Couple lights on, cameras roll, time to break the mold. No more silence, every story's gotta be told. Truth in the air, no filter, no disguise. Real talk, real change, we open up your eyes. We got the voices that are changing the game. Fearless, unchained, calling our names. From the struggles to the rise, we expose, we ignite. No topic too deep when you step in the light. We got the answers, spotlight, let your truth be heard. Unfiltered conversations, every thought, every word. We challenge, we question, we dive in the deep, breaking the silence. No secrets we keep. From the pain to the power, the lessons we learn. Voices of the people, let the fire burn. Dr. Donna, Dr. Laxley, leading the way, guiding the truth in a world full of gray. Experts, activists, voices untold. Everyday heroes with stories so bold. This is more than a show, it's a movement, a spark, illuminating shadows, bringing light to the dark. We got the voices that are changing, be heard. Unfiltered conversations, every thought, every word. We challenge, we question, we dive in the deep, breaking the silence. No secrets we keep. Step into the spotlight, let your truth be heard. Unfiltered conversations, every thought, every word. We challenge, we question, we dive in the deep, breaking the silence. No secrets we keep. We got the voices, spotlight, let your truth be heard. Unfiltered conversations, every thought, every word. We challenge, we question, we dive in the deep, breaking the silence. No secrets we keep. And if you want the real, then tune in right now. We're breaking down walls, no backing down. One mic, one voice, one mission tonight. Step into the spotlight, let's get it right. Let's get it right. Let's head to the spotlight. Let's get it right. What do?
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to In the Spotlight this evening. Of course, this is where we have unfiltered conversations, and real talk is what we do here. And I am none other than Dr. Donna Thompson.
I'm Dr. Laxley Stephenson, and together we are your moderators. Dr. Donna, what's up?
Oh my gosh, what is not up? Well, you know what's hot on our minds is, our home country, man. That's what's on our minds. But we're thankful. I'm thankful to be here this Thursday evening. Happy to be here with you this evening and our wonderful guests that will be joining us and everyone who's watching. So, I'm grateful and I'm humbled to be here.
Humbled indeed. And we ask that if you're joining us, we ask that you share the live, you share the broadcast, because we want to get this information out to everyone, because what we have to talk about tonight is important. So we're talking about Jamaica, our homeland, where we're all from. All right. So, a collision with purpose is we're all about purpose. That's what we do. And purpose is calling us right now. and it's calling us in a place called Jamaica, a place where you was born, I was born. So, needless to say, it is the number one thing in our minds, in our hearts, and on our agenda. Now, we have some guests on, but let me put it out there that it's all about Jamaica. And I just want to say something before we start bringing our guests on, right? Tonight, we're going to address the impact of Hurricane Melissa on Jamaica and the ongoing recovery efforts, especially where Global Humanity Network is concerned. You know, we know and the whole world is aware that families have lost homes, access to clean water, and basic essentials. So what? The need is urgent, right? So joining us tonight are the directors of the Global Humanity Network, along with trusted friends and partners of GHN, all individuals committed to restoring dignity, providing relief, and supporting long-term rebuilding. So tonight we're here to discuss what we're doing as GHN, the actions already in motion, the needs we are responding to, and how together we can continue to support the communities affected. How does that sound to you, Donna?
Oh yeah, I mean, I just definitely second what you're saying, and it's going to be a very impactful show this evening. Don't be surprised it probably sparks some emotion because of course we do have some of our guests who actually experienced, they were there in it, experience what was taking place during the hurricane, and our fellow countrymen that's there and they're in it every day. And so it's let's get started. It's an important thing that we have to do here.
And I will just ask our guests to stay in camera, always stay in camera. Because once we're on the show, we want your face must be seen as you're talking. So I'm going to bring everybody on at the same time, and then we can do an introduction. How about that?
That sounds good.
All right, bring everyone on. All right, I'm going to add everyone to the stage. And we're going to have a full stage tonight, by the way. All right, so far, all right. Yvonne, you're at the top of this screen. Just give a real quick introduction, real quick.
Hi, good night, everyone. I'm Yvonne Graham. I live in Snellville, Georgia. I am part of this community trying to make a difference in the world.
Awesome. Thank you, Yvonne. Dr. McCook, real quick introduction.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes,
Lord.
we can hear you.
Yes, Garfield McCook, president of the Jamaica International Independence Foreign Song Competition, here in the north side of Georgia, in Kennesaw. And I'm just glad to be a part of this group that is doing so much for our beloved island in the sun.
You call it Island in the Sun, huh? We're loving you from far Jamaica. Right? That's awesome. All right. Thank you, Dr. McCook. Diane Brown, Dr. Brown. Let's hear from you.
Hi, I'm Diane Brown, Dr. Diane Brown with Excel Care by Divinay. We are a home care agency out in Northwest Georgia. I'm a registered nurse and also here to help Jamaica.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Diane. We're going to talk about Hanover, where you're from tonight. We're not hearing a lot about Hanover, and we're going to talk about that tonight. Dr. B. Roy Davidson, my buddy from many, 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 many years ago. What's up, Doc?
How you doing, sir?
Good. Just tell our audience a little bit about you.
Greetings from Los Angeles. I am one of the directors of Global Humanity Network. And my day job, I own Uni Healthcare Incorporated. We are a home health, home care, and a staffing agency out in Los Angeles, celebrating 39 years in business.
Thank you so much.
And I do have many hats, including director of Caribbean Cricket Club of Los Angeles.
All right, Doc, thanks a lot. We're going to get more into that as we go along. And for those who will be watching us or watching the replay that who are new to Global Humanity Network, I just want to share the vision and mission and what we do here. So At Global Humanity Network, our vision is to promote humanity in underdeveloped communities globally. Our mission is to improve living conditions in underserved communities by mobilizing individuals, families, and businesses to take meaningful action for lasting change. And we are guided by the following core values: altruism, quality, empathy, commitment, and servant leadership. All right, so let's talk a little bit about servant leadership. You know, what does servant leadership mean? Who wants to take that question?
I would start off by saying that caring for your fellow men, and not necessarily in time of disaster, but any time in need.
That's awesome. Awesome, Doc. And Yvonne, what a great response to servant leadership, caring for others. And that's why we're assembled here tonight. And that's what we've been doing here in the different organizations that we are members of, right? Because tonight we have on this platform individuals who are all members of JHN, but they also represent other organizations, right? So Yvonne, share your sentiment about servant leadership and how it applies to what we're doing in Jamaica and what we intend to do, continue to do in Jamaica.
You're on mute.
One second. While you're on, no muting. Do not mute your phone at all.
Oh,
Unmute
okay. Okay. Am I on now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Okay. So your question is what are we doing in terms of serving
servant leadership.
Jamaica? Serving Jamaica.
Yeah, in terms of servant leadership, what does it mean and how does it apply
Servant,
to
okay.
what we're doing in Jamaica?
So my of servant leadership is always helping the poor, always helping the unemployed, always helping, like you said, underserved, and give what you can, not because you can afford it, but because you want to give.
Giving because it's your responsibility to give. That's
Yes.
why we're here on earth, is to
Serving
give.
humanity.
Serve humanity. Awesome, awesome. Dr. McCook, just jumping on that, and Dr. Diane, just jumping on that as well before we move on.
Yeah, well, I operate a 14-bed personal care home here in Kennesaw for the past 18 years. So when this came about, I remember going down in my basement today and look and see all the wheelchairs and all that stuff and things that can be sent to Jamaica. So I've been serving the community and just want to extend it to Jamaica. I mean, we look at our residents as God's people, and it's a ministry we're giving back. So just a continuation of that ministry, but in Jamaica at this time.
At a distance. Dr. Diane?
Yeah, servant leadership, being a servant to God and leader of your fellow men. Also serving them in a way where they trust you with your leadership. Not that you're better than them or more intelligent than them, but you may have knowledge of something that they are not aware of. And so they trust your leading in that area. And so when we are servants of Christ, we humbly take the torch and help others to see the light and to see the path which they need to be on, and not dimming, and not having them feel like they're dimmed down, to help lifting them up as Christ lifts us up as well. So we, as servant leaders, for myself, And like Dr. McCook, we serve, and also Dr. Davidson, we serve clients in communities in the home care space. And so that has been my role for the last 14 years in the community, before that in the hospital setting. And so over the years, I have participated in mission trips into Africa, Jamaica, and here locally in Atlanta and other parts of the United States. And so this was shocking to me, like, and as to anyone else, with this hurricane coming into Jamaica and destroying Western Jamaica. And so it's it's not if I can, I will. You know, I have to. I have to help. There's no if about it. It is my country. Um, these are my people. I must go. And so that is what I'm called to do, just like all of us here on the platform. We're called to serve, and whatever way possible, I will be there.
Thank you, Dr. Diane. I think you speak for all of us. You speak for all of us. Let me turn it over to my co-host, Dr. Donna. And a number of us here are playing different roles. We're both members of a collision with purpose. You're also members of the Global Humanity Network. I mean, all of us, right? So,
Right.
Dr. Donna, let me turn it over to you.
Yeah. So, once again, I think everyone just pretty much kind of nailed it, as far as servant leadership. What, I would have said is, I think I just added that, we're all here to really serve humanity selflessly. And, you do that by showing love, kindness, empathy, and patience, right? And to make sure that we're uplifting the next person while we're serving. And that's just what we're here for. And that's what GHN is all about, is really serving the underserved, find the people who they're somewhat forgotten, and and ensure that they know that they're not forgotten, right? That we're here to serve them.
Here to serve. Absolutely. All right. So let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving, because we're talking about disaster and response. So, Dr. Davidson,
Yes, sir.
when JHN first learned of the Hurricane Melissa and Jamaica, what was the immediate response of JHN and other organizations that we're affiliated with?
Well, we start to mobilize our team in order to identify needs and to get some help immediately, because we know there are immediate needs. So we met once and have been putting systems in place to get things going.
So it was an immediate response, because
Yes.
we all felt as if we live, even though we're here in the United States, we're impacted. But there's one person on this panel here that was actually in Jamaica when the hurricane hit Jamaica. And we're going to hear from her in a minute. But before we do, let us introduce Dr. Grace Langmore, another director at GHN. Dr. Grace, can you introduce yourself? Your phone is muted. Can you unmute and keep it unmuted? Just introduce yourself, please.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, good night, everyone. How are you doing?
We're good.
Everybody's good. Everybody's good. Yeah, so it's wonderful to see everyone. I, as Dr. Laxley, I'm Grace Legmore, and I am a retired person. Retirement has freed me up to do the work that I need to do, which is work with the marginalized in my community here in Brooklyn and elsewhere. But I do lots of work here with those who are less fortunate than I am. So I think that's all I need to say about me. I'm not sure I need to add anything else.
That's good.
I
We're gonna.
and I just want to say something that's super important to me is that I'm a child of God and I try to do what God has asked me to do and working among people who are less fortunate. Yes.
And I think that is one common thread with all the individuals on this platform. We are here to do the work that we're assigned to do. And I was saying earlier that there's one person on this platform that was actually in Jamaica when the hurricane hit Jamaica, and that's Evan Graham. Evan, can you quickly share the experience, what you went through while you was in Jamaica during the hurricane?
Yeah, I went down. I went down like 7 days or so before the hurricane was even before it was even formed or named. So we weren't even expecting some name a hurricane that named Melissa, right? So at the time, it was just going to support my family member who was sick there, and as we learned along the way that this storm was brewing, and it was heading north of Jamaica, more or less to Haiti and DR. And then there was probably about 12 or so monitors tracking, there was no definite anything. And then when it got closer the week before, when they were saying it's probably coming towards Jamaica, and it's one of the models show that it's gonna be like in the center of Jamaica. In my mind, it was just like, okay, storms aren't really like hills and mountains. We got hills and mountains that's always helping us out a lot in terms of a lot of hurricanes, because we're in that zone where hurricane always comes up. So then the announcement on the radio and everything like that was just that they're just monitoring it. And then after a while, then it starts saying, okay, it's getting closer. We're just going to watch it. And then we get to where it's a warning, and then it switched. And from 11 or so models, it came down to about 5 or 4 models. And then it came down to 3 models, and all 3 models were showing some impact to Jamaica. So then that's when everything started getting serious, and the government started making daily briefings, actually every 8 hours briefing and stuff like that. Of course, everybody started the batting down because they start telling people to prepare. So in my mind, Jamaica was being prepared. I've been through Gilbert, and we were not as prepared as I think we were for this one. So when it hit I was in St. Elizabeth, Santa Cruz, and it really hit when it came. We started preparing Saturday. So it's going to come Saturday. It's going to come Saturday night. It's going to come Sunday. It's going to come Sunday night. This is Santa Cruz now. So Haiti was already, we are hearing that Haiti was getting death tolls and stuff like that. It was heading that way, and they were feeling the outer winds and stuff. So Jamaica, we were just kind of watching it and praying. Even the prime minister came and was praying on the radio and stuff like that. Got a minister, 2 ministers to pray and all that kind of stuff for the whole island and for safety and everything like that. So we were all geared up because it's every 6 hours or so they were doing briefings and all that. So I got my house prepared because I bought some storm shield protection based off very last year for our house in Santa Cruz. And we getting battened down. Everybody started taking it a little. Most people that I understand were start taking it serious around Saturday, because it's saying Saturday's gonna hit, Saturday night's gonna hit, Sunday night's gonna hit, and Kingston was feeling some winds and stuff. But then it's where I went to the south side. The south side, of course, was Mandeville, Clarendon, Mandeville, St. Elizabeth, and then it got closer where it started going down the lane of the south. So we're thinking now it's probably going to go in the Gulf of Mexico. Then we understand that it's going to stay in the Caribbean because the Caribbean Ocean is warmer. And then it was going so slow. So the deadly part of this hurricane was because it was slow. It was churning, but it was slow. And then everybody was hoping that, Jamaica always gets some misses, and that this thing would miss because it was a category 4 at that time. And when it came around St. Elizabeth way on that south side, it was probably a category 3. And it just went from category 3 to category 4. And then before the next day, it was category 5. And it hit Santa Cruz in Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning is a category passing, category 5, with the projection that it was going to hit South Central, north to west southwest of Westmoreland. So it was going to track from there and go across the land and go northward. So I think we're all prepared because we got briefings every hour to hour. So I think that was a good thing of the government to keep everybody abreast, and to who can hear, who can get local, because everything was up and running. There was not on our side, there was nothing that was like no communication. But then Tuesday in Santa Cruz, everything started hitting, and it hit like quick. When it came with a vengeance, and it just got rapid, and it's just started going faster, and the winds just picking up. And before you know it, within 6 hours, it was like, yes, we are in it. But it didn't even hit that. It was so slow. Then the speed, it picked up for about 5 miles and 12 miles an hour, so fast. By the time we know it, we were going through the whole thing maybe about 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock our time. Then we heard that it was, everything started cut off. Light cut off, everything cut off, maybe about from 2 hours within, everything started cut off. And so we had generator, and we could hear some news and stuff like that. We didn't hear when it went across land, but we know it was going across land because we could feel the impact. And it really hit. Let me tell you, said hit. I went through Gilbert as an adult, and this was different. So after the impact and we saw what was going on, people were going out from in the evening trying to assess and stuff like that. Not a lot of people, because they keep telling us to stay off the road, don't go be adventurous, just wait, because we don't know what how bad this thing is going to be, where it's going to turn and stuff like that. And it was really wideband and stuff like that. So anyway, my experience was very I was touched. And when we saw the devastation of what happened, our house, we didn't get a lot of water. We get some water and stuff because, like I said, we had shielded our house with the vulnerable parts of the part of the house. My car got damaged off of the carport. The heavy tiles that were there, they fell, and my car got damaged. All the trees were down in the yard. We had banana, like an acre and something land, and every tree was down except in one old ackee tree, one old ackee tree. But anyway, so when we ventured out the next day, we saw Santa Cruz. You couldn't go anywhere in Santa Cruz. All the wires were down, mud in the road. They had to turn people back because people were trying to pass from one parish to the next parish. Santa Cruz was locked down, and it was really horrible. And the pictures that I took was really bad. And even 2-3 days after that, no connection and all that. My flight was going to be that Saturday to come out. I had to go from St. Elizabeth to Mandeville to make a phone call, just to get a phone call. And so there was much damage that I saw in Mandeville because everything was kind of running except in no light, but everything else was kind of running. And on my way coming back, so I did finally get a flight out for the Monday. And when I get connection, because I couldn't do it, I had to have one contact in the States to try to make all this arrangement. But I want to share with everyone that leaving from Lacovia, going to Montego Bay, going through Frome, going through we didn't go Petersfield, White House. It was saddening to see people on the street side begging for food. They didn't want money. They wanted food. I see people on the tents, mattress and everything. You all have seen videos, but I'm telling you, seen it first hand. Impassable roads that were like good roads. They were buckled. They were like ditches on one side, and they were laying some pipes and stuff like that. All the pipes mingled. Heavy pipes that wind toss pipes around, like they do with the trees. And when I saw that, my heart was touched. When I saw people, I even stopped and try to give, some help and stuff. They did not want money. They wanted food. I had some food on me for, to carry on the plane, and we didn't know what was going to happen in Montego Bay anyway. So I gave them what food I had. and there were tears in my eyes because it just took me back to seeing the Gaza Strip and Israel. And it took me back to those people who were desperate and didn't have food and all that kind of stuff. Um, and when I went to a trip, the trip on, when we all had the trip this year to Kenya, it reminded me of some of those things. And I was impacted by Kenya, but I was more touched by this, knowing that it's my people and knowing that life was not like that. So I just want to share that whatever we can do, whatever we can give, it's immediate help, like now, not a barrel to send that's not going to reach in the next 2 months, 3 months.
Right.
It's right. It's like now we need to be doing. So I'm glad that Global Humanity Network is doing this, and we're here for the call, and we are here for the cause, and we're going to get it done. I know everybody here has one agenda, or the same agenda. It's just to say it and to express it.
Thank you, Yvonne. I thought you told me you didn't like to talk. You sure? Thanks for sharing your experience, because your experience, I'm sure, that is the experience of many in Jamaica. So you captured it, you painted it for us, and we really appreciate that. And that is the reason, because of what you just described, why we had our meeting last night at GHN, and why we officially launched our relief campaign, GHN relief campaign, to raise money to address some of the conditions that you just talk about. So I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Donna, and you can just lead us and get everyone involved in the conversation. That's what we're doing at GHN.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, like, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of Yvonne painting such a picture that, kind of just really capturing that thought. But yeah, so just like you said, Dr. Stephenson, we officially launched our campaign last night at GHN, and we're trying to raise a minimum, I would say, of 100,000, right? To see how we can help best to bridge some of the gap of what is happening there. We know we can't fix everything, but there are some things that we can definitely help with. But just for the members that's here with us, if you could just chime in and let's talk about, we know that there's so many needs. There's shelter needs, there's food needs, there's medical needs. We can just really just chime in here as far as some of the things that we're thinking of doing. I know Dr. Davidson, you're doing quite a bit already. If you could start us off with some of the initiatives that you already started working on.
Okay, I believe in what Yvonne said. What I was going to ask her about some psychological effect, but I didn't want to distract the group yet, because that is going to be some major problems when you're in a home and it's a small home and you have 185 miles an hour wind hitting your home.
Mm-hmm.
And coming out of that home, the feeling of hopelessness, and people were afraid. Those are some serious concerns. I had two friends that was in Jamaica that experienced the hurricane. When both of them got on the plane, they got down on their knees just to get out of Jamaica. They went down on their knees and started to pray, thanking God that they're out. And they got to California, and they called me, and I couldn't put a word in. I just sit and listen to them talk.
Yeah.
Because I know they were somewhat affected, and they were in a better place because they were in hotels. So can you imagine an individual sitting in a small little home or a board house and experience that situation? So because of that, my primary goal from my corporation is food, shelter, and clothing. Just the basic Pavlo need. And I was on a conference call yesterday, and I heard these people talking about uh, other stuff like getting stuff to Jamaica and so on. And I'm saying, guys, you know that all what you're talking about is gonna be next year because the place is all so packed up where all these barrels that you're thinking about are shipping things. We just had we had a big container, pack everything, uh, hoping that it was gonna get to Jamaica next week, and it's still sitting in Florida. Right? So the other thing again is that I'm concerned about is that individuals leaving from the United States to go down. So one of my sons said, "Look, Dad, I want to go home now." I said, Why are you going home? What impact are you gonna try to create? Because you don't want to just jump on the plane and go to Jamaica and then add to the burden. Because what are you gonna bring with you? What are you gonna do? So as you were saying, we jumped I decided, like, guess what? I need to get some food to my people. And I found out that Kingston was not greatly affected, and you can get all the food necessary to get down to the countryside. So I activated the emergency system through Dr. Laxley, our president, and also Ryan. And I'm telling you, because of the experience with Dr. Laxley and Ryan, they were able to save me $500,000 in terms of when we put the order in for 500 household. I got a price for 2.1 million, and Dr. Laxley took it down to 1.1 instead of 2.1 million to 1.5 million Jamaican in terms of getting food to the people. And there are other issues. So, for example, now I found out that no, you can't just pack all this stuff and just take it to the destination to get them put together. Because there's some issues with people blocking the roads and doing all those things. So a situation like that now costs for a lot of logistical work. And so we're hoping that the first truckload packaged in a secured location with full security will be brought into our parish. And my goal basically, I'm all focused on Little London because the hurricane did not only affected us, but the community have been in dire need and is in neglect for years. As you know, when you get into the countryside, one major thing that we did down there was farming. And the primary farming was sugarcane. All those lands were taken away. We do not have that anymore. Our factories are literally closed. And I'm thinking, how the people are surviving even before this, right? So most of the young kids, they work in the grill. No, Negril is impacted because guess what? If you don't have the tourists there, they are laid off. So they're sitting at home. I spoke with Mr. James today. And I said, when is the school going to reopen? So James said, guess what? We only have 4 more weeks to go. So we're not going to open the school until next year.
Wow.
So the school now is sitting there for all month of November, month of December, empty. So the goal right now is to bring 4 truckload of food into the community, and we're going to the homes, not to the individuals. So we're looking at the numbers. By Friday, I'll be able to get the numbers of household in the whole communities of Little London so that we can bring 4 truckloads of food to give to the people. So while some of these groups are sitting here just talking and planning, we need to take action. And so I just got my ticket because I said, Lax, we're going down this weekend. And Dr. Lax will go into all those details. But I think right now we need to bring food, water, and shelter to the folks. Here's what happened now in the whole entire country. We're having rain now again.
It is raining.
It's raining in parts of the country. So guess what? Temporary fix. So if one of the big area is to get tarpaulin to cover the houses that are because some of them are completely destroyed. So in my district of Little London, all the board houses are gone. So people are homeless.
Right.
So there's a lot of need, and but I'm into food, shelter, and clothing, and I'm gonna focus in and hone in on food, shelter, and clothing. The government is trying their best to get food into the communities. Don't get me wrong. Food, they're moving food in. Because guess what? The people can't even afford to buy food.
Right.
And you can't, it's very difficult to walk around and hand people money. So
But they
we
can't
have
do
some
nothing
serious
right now.
issues. But at the same time, I am the guy on food, shelter, and clothing right now. I'm not looking for next year. The government can do their plans and do all whatever they want to do in terms of infrastructural development. Tarpaulin is a big deal right now. If we can get tarpaulin to donate to people to cover their houses, you know, we need to get that done. Thank God for me, my immediate family, they're okay in terms of life, and we didn't have major destruction. Plus, for me, I'm gonna be taking care of I have a brother there and a sister, and they have some damages to their home, and we're gonna try to help them to get that fixed. But the need is great, and as I said, I'm on these groups, and sometimes I'm gonna have to get off some of these groups because it's a lot of talking, and I don't see any action.
All right. All right, Doc. We're going to get back to some of the work you're doing out there. Lots of talking, not enough action. And that's exactly what is happening. And that is why my question, Dr. Grace, GHN is known for strong stewardship. How do we at GHN ensure that every penny that we receive will go directly to those it is intended for?
Well, I must say we have experience with that in the past. We have experienced that. We have worked with doing that, and I think that we can do that well again, and or even better. Um, since we started in GHN, one of the things that really amazed me was the fact that as a nonprofit organization, we had little, I would say maybe none. We had no administrative cost. No administrative cost. There was not $1 that was given to GHN that was used for stamps or used for airfares or used for food or used for hotels for those of us who would go down and take food down or clothes down. Nothing was ever spent. All the members of GHN who were involved in any of our initiatives, they spent their own money, every single dollar. And I don't know of any organization that can boast that. No administrative cost. So because we are used to not having administrative cost, if we're able to get any money at all, if we get $1, we get $1 million. All that will go to the people. And we will sit and, as we have always done, we'll sit and we'll figure out the most needy, the most marginalized, the most at risk. There are many people in Jamaica who have had a roof blown off. But thanks be to God, they can replace the roof I know that the government also has some program there that will assist them uh, in replacing the roof. But the stories of hunger, homelessness, lack of clothing among the poor and marginalized continues to just boggle the mind. Because these people, as Dr. Bingsley was implying, they're being victimized again. They've been victimized for a second time because they're already marginalized. They're already not having enough, they had not enough food last year before the hurricane hit. Many of them, their houses weren't structurally sound before the hurricane hit. So now we see them in another situation. Now we see them even worse than they ever thought they would be. So here we see their poverty is laid bare. I mean, there's nothing to cover up. There's nothing to hide. You see exactly who they are and what they're facing now. And I implore everyone to stretch a helping hand to help those who are in need. I implore people, and I know that there are requests coming from everywhere. The requests coming from here, from there, different people doing different things. Yes, and we all give when we can, and we cannot give everybody, we cannot give to every organization, but we will do what we can. And those of you who are listening, you might say to our organization, but I gave already, and you probably did, but the giving can't stop, the giving can't end. Let us give as we're able. Let us give as God has permitted us to do, because God knows we are so much, maybe a million times better off than those who are impacted. Many of those who are impacted by the hurricane. After this disaster itself really kind of just showing us who we are collectively. It's showing us who we are. And we have to now step up, because if we don't, then who will? We are not just Jamaicans, because I have been reaching out to many of my friends who are non-Jamaicans. And as soon as I reach out, they said, sure, not a problem. Not a problem. Some say, I have given to this organization, but I will send you something. This today I was talking to a friend of mine, one of my church sisters, and I had sent her information regarding GHN and what we're planning to do. And she said to me, she said, Sister Grace, I have donated to organization, but I'm going to give you a little something when I see you Sunday. I said, Sister, there's no little something. There's no such thing as a little something. I said, you give what you have, and if everybody give what they have and we put it together, we will be able to do something wonderful with it. So, it's like we are inherently a kind, generous, and empathy-filled people. That's who we are. Doesn't matter if people ray, but we are. We're kind, and we will step up. So I'm asking those who are within the sound of my voice to step up, to help us to help others. Let us continue to respond to this tragedy, to this disaster, with loving kindness. Let us continue, and I know that there are many. Well, I must say, because I'm not ashamed to tell everyone that I'm a child of God. Well, I'm proud to say I'm a child of God, and I know that the Lord says that we have to do this. We're called to do this. And when we meet him and he says, when did you see me and not feed me? When did I see you and not clothe you? We must be able to answer that, yes, Lord, we did our part. We did our part. So let us continue to do our part. Right? I don't want to take up a lot of time, but just a little anecdote here. A couple years ago, I went to New Orleans. This was years after Hurricane Katrina. And believe me, the place looked like it just got hit. We talk about maybe 6, 7 years after Hurricane Katrina. And the houses were still burnt out. They were still flooded out. If you try to go down to the ninth ward, they would actually stop you because they say, we're not on show here. And the people who were most affected by the hurricane and by the levees broken, they were the marginalized people, and they remain marginalized. They remain poor. They remain not being able to own a home after that, because after that, um, you find that they were saying, "Oh, the house is not yours because it was your grandmother's home. You can't rebuild because you don't have title to the land." And there were so many things that they faced, that they had to move away, or they had to just, try to go in other areas to live. So we don't want where we're from. We don't want any part of Jamaica to be like New Orleans. We want to know that we can rebuild stronger than ever. But we have to help in the recovery process. We have to help with the rebuilding. We can't stop and say, well, oh, yeah, the government is supposed to do that. But there's some people who will not get the help that they need. The government will help, but I am not sure that people in certain areas, it will reach them. So we have to do, and we will look at that and see how we can help. How we can help. So I'm here to use a cliche which Obama used, which is together we can. Together we can. We can do it together. If we all put together, we can do it together. We can make contribution. We can just whatever the Lord puts on our heart to give, then we need to do that. And as I said, when you do that, you know, lives will be transformed. Lives will be transformed. And all of you who donate today, tomorrow, 6 months from today, you will be greatly blessed.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Grace. Sorry, Donna. Thank you, Dr. Grace. You know, powerful words from Dr. Grace, from Dr. Bingsley, from Yvonne. But Dr. Donna, we need to hear from Dr. Diane Brown. And we want to hear from her because Dr. Diane Brown is from Hanover. And we're not hearing much of what is happening. So, Dr. Brown, can you share what you know about what is going on in Hanover?
Well, Hanover has always been the forgotten parish, and I guess we remain that way for this hurricane as well. Not much news that I'm hearing coming out of Hanover. I still have not spoken to my parents who are there. Um, I got texts from other people that they've checked on them and they're fine. So I'm glad that they are. Um, we are going down there next weekend. And to be honest, we don't know the logistics on that side because we have not been able to communicate with much with anyone there to get the logistics set up. But today I have texted and in communication with the social media or social influencer Jamaica Uncut. I think he was born in St. Elizabeth, but maybe raised in Westmoreland. He lives in the Negril area, or he works in Negril. So I asked him, I said, how is Hanover doing? And where are the areas that are greatly impacted? And so he did tell me Hopewell, Sandy Bay, Cascade, and another place called Montpelier. My sister did tell me she heard that Chambers, Penn, and Ascanish and Maryland were also impacted. So at least we have an idea of where the greatest impacts are. My cousin came up yesterday. He called me this morning. He's from the same neighborhood where my parents are, so he said they're fine as well. But he said he came up because there's no water. And there is water, he said, but the water is from the river. And he said, I can't drink that. And his tanks, the storm broke the pipes for his water tank. So all his water is gone from his tank. So he's like, I can't stay. He couldn't stay, so he came up. But he said, when I asked him where the hardest impacts, he said anything along the shoreline. from Hopewell going down to Green Island. Um, so we're going in with mostly clothes, um,
Yes, sir.
some food,
I'm on a conference call.
um,
Yeah.
and some household items. So
No, you call me about half an hour.
we're hoping to make whatever impact we can. It may be small, but it's big for the need and the hurt that they're enduring at this time. Um, and hoping to go back again within a month or so. Um, don't know if we'll be able to transport items the way we are going to do it this time on the next trip, but we're hoping and pray that the answer will be yes for a second trip. So.
So thank you, Dr. Diane. So Hanover, what did you say? The
Forgotten parish.
parish, our neighboring parish. Dr. Grace, you went to school in Hanover, by the way.
I did. I went to Rossi's.
Oh, you did, right? I think you remember telling me that.
Yes, yes. That's
Beautiful
my
parish.
I'm a Rosian as well.
And you know, Negril, what is the best beach in the world? It's shared between Westmoreland and Hanover.
Yes.
That beach.
Mhm.
It's, a lot of people say it's Westmoreland. I think it's just Westmoreland, but it's shared between the two parishes.
All right.
You know, very interesting. So I want to give Dr. Reed a chance just to introduce herself. She just dropped in. Dr. Reed, can you introduce yourself real quick?
Okay, I'm Apollonie Reed, and I'm president of the Jamaican Museum and Cultural Center in my vocational area, and I'm a physical therapist by profession. I came on late because I was planning the fruitcake competition, which I hope everybody will be attending on the 21st, the 23rd, that is. Sorry, Sunday, the 23rd of November. But in the meantime, I am assuming we have been speaking about the terrible demonic Melissa.
Melissa.
And I hope from this day on, nobody will name their child Melissa. So,
Imagine if someone on this platform had that name.
Well, you know what? I must say that my dear aunt who passed away last year after burial, her name is Melissa.
She was a good Melissa.
Yes.
after this, I don't think there are any good Melissa.
Yeah, and unfortunately, she succumbed to a fall from after burial, and she passed away.
But anyway, I have noticed the good things that I would characterize them as good. I've noticed in all of this that in Hanover, they are discovering hot springs. And they actually put their eggs in there to boil. The springs are so hot. They put their eggs and green bananas in there to boil. They can cook. So that may be a good thing, I hope. On the other side, though, I know you're mentioning areas where the disaster was so marked. And I want to say my friend who takes care of my house in Jamaica is from an area of Westmoreland called Bethel Town. And that town was flattened. So there are little pockets that nobody is mentioning.
Mhm.
And, I feel it for those people because they're at a loss. They're not getting the relief that's coming in. And for me, I was fortunate to get some funds. And this person asked me specifically, she didn't pay my fare, but she said, I want you to take this fund and get some stuff and go down and give them out. And somehow, the moment I mentioned it to a reporter, she said, this is one needy situation that will never be recognized. And it's a girls' home in Montego Bay. And nobody is going to give them tarpaulins. Nobody is going to give them food. Nobody's going to give them water, but they're in need of all of that. I cannot take water from here as a individual. Like, I think that my friend from the organization may be coming with me, but I can bring protein food packs, tuna packs. I can bring macaroni cheese, lighter stuff that's nourishing, and I can bring the tarpaulins for them, things like that. So I'm targeting the small groups, like the little church groups where the leaders have lost their homes. The owner of this girl's home, she tells me that at nights, if you notice the weather in Jamaica, every day it's raining. I mean, Melissa left, but she left her cronies behind her. So every day it is raining. Raining used to be a blessing before. And
Well, to be honest, the rain that they're having it's kind of not helpful, and it's helpful because they're not getting there's a need for water, like you're saying, Dr. Reed. There's need for water, and if you go to some desert place, a little drop of water is good. So when they're having rain, the bad part about it is those that are shelterless right now. But the good part about it is that people have water to drink, and it will be clean water if they catch it right. My only concern with that is that we're going to have a bad form of medical problem after that because of dengue, which I understand because I've been reaching out trying to get some clarification on that and what's going on, that the ministry is working on that. But I think they're just really start to need to pump it up about infections and stuff. But the good part about it, like I say, is that the rain will give people some water because that's needed.
And help them clean out some of that mud and sludge.
Some of that mud,
of the house. Yeah, and
so there's a good in that, good and the bad and the future. But right now, I look at it as a positive in terms of, it's a 50-50 and a 20-70. It depends on how you look at it and each individual situation. But the rain can be a good thing in terms of cleanup because Montego Bay is bad, bad. My aunt house water is her height of her shoulder in her house, and it's the whole community. So it will help in that kind of way.
All right. So let's move forward because we want to hear from Dr. McCook, and we haven't been hearing much from him. I know we all have so much to say and all meaningful stuff, but I want to make sure we get to each one on this everyone on this platform. So we're going to try and keep our answers, straight, precise to the question, so we can keep it moving, so we can cover as much as possible. All right. So let's get to the heart of it. So accountability, and again, we're talking about GHM accountability. What type of systems, and this is for all the GHM members, what kind of systems of accountability does GHM use to track how we're going to distribute whatever we're providing? And Dr. McCook, we'll start with you. What kind of accountability do we have in place? System
Well, let's start from the actual collection, which of funds, which I think we have been very transparent in what we have done over the past years. We as a team, Doc, Donna is always giving us the down to the penny of where things are going. So we are comfortable in that regard. Someone mentioned earlier that in our mission trips, we didn't ask for anything from GHN. We sponsored ourselves, which is a good thing. And hopefully folks who are looking on can understand that that is how this organization is structured. So we have a good accounting system, and we're accountable to each other. I sometimes we are on meetings like this or so, and Dr. Lax gets somebody donates $50, and as soon as he donates, I don't know what magic he uses, but then it's populated on our chat so we can see what's coming in and we can see what's going out. The idea of the way GHN is operating in terms of getting funds instead of tangible thing, I think is very important, because I myself, I'm a drop-off point for some tangible items. And when I go by and talk to the shippers, they say, look, these things not going to get there for now. So people have an immediate need. And I think Dr. Binzi and Dr. Lax, through our GHN counterparts in Jamaica, have established a system where we are getting the funds there. I don't think we have decided yet, but the funds are coming in. We're going to have the man on the ground, that are going to get it to the areas that we deem that are in dire need. And because there are a lot of places there, we listen to the news that they don't get anything. So we're going to concentrate. And I know we're concentrating on Little London, but then we're also going to expand to other areas. So I think this format here, where funds are coming in, instead of tangible thing, we can get things done in a more, we can expedite things and get the man who needs the water, the lady who needs the water, or the child who needs some clothing or something. And so I commend this system, and I'm asking all of you out there, we are a trustworthy 501c3 group of mature individuals who are committed to a cause and not to our individual limelight. So we're not a limelight group like many are. We are doing things, and we're doing things behind the scenes. So please, I implore you all tonight, Dr. Lax or Dr. Donna will tell you how you can donate later on. They have the links and everything. And we look forward to that.
Actually, Dr. McCook, I've posted the link. It's in the chat.
Right.
It's all over in the chat. So you can go click on the link and make your donation. The one thing I want to say about accountability, a system of accountability, every single member of JHN is aware when we receive $1.
Mm-hmm.
And that is my responsibility. I donate, I register and post every dollar we receive. There is no, did we receive this? And in the cases or instances where I might not be on the ball doing it, I'm going to get a call from someone say, hey, did you receive this? Because for every penny received, I get an email. No matter which, whether it's Cash App, whether it's PayPal, whether it's Zelle, whether it's whatever the system is, I make sure it's posted, and so that every single member can see it. So that is a system we use in terms of accountability. So every single penny is noted for and accounted for. And so Donna, I want to turn to you so we can talk a little bit more accountability, because that is critical to you and Dr. Grace.
Yeah, and to piggyback on what you're saying, Dr. Stephenson, to take it a little bit further, is that, we have a board of directors, and we take our job very seriously. We take every single donor's money very seriously. It's like we manage it like it's our money. And we're very serious about what we do. Before any dollar is spent, we make sure that we're getting invoices with the cost of things. We're double checking, triple checking to make sure that, we're not getting ripped off or anything. We do price checks. Everything we do, we make sure that we dot our I's and we cross our T's. Before anything is spent, it comes to our board of directors. It is presented to our board of directors. There is a vote on what we need to do, and there is consensus in how the money will be spent. And not just that, we do not just send money. We do not send money to individuals. That is something that GHN does not do. Money does not go to individuals nowhere. Once money is being dispersed, if there's goods that we're purchasing, that's how those vendors are going to be paid from GHN. So we dot our I's and we cross our T's, and we try our very, very best to make sure that every single donor's money that come in, it is spent and allocated as such. And I think we do a very good job. I think GHN does a very good job of making sure. And that's something that, GHN is proud of, is to know that, we take our donors' money, your hardworking money, very seriously, and it does not go to administrative costs or anything of that nature. So, we keep tabs on each other. We're accountable to each other. So, sometimes we may not like some of our ideas or whatever, but we are accountable to each other to make sure that those money's being spent properly.
Thank you, Dr. Donna. Grace, we're going to ask you and Dr. Davidson and Yvonne to jump in on this one. All right. So, beyond the immediate aid, this situation in Jamaica is not going to be resolved tomorrow. It's going to take a while. So, this is for you, Dr. Grace, for you, Dr. Bings, and for Yvonne. Beyond the immediate aid, what is JHN's plans for long-term recovery and rebuilding in affected communities? Who wants to go first to three of you?
I'll say that what we have to look at is I heard someone mention some girls school in Montego Bay, some other areas that are affected. We have to wait, as I would say, and I tell even all the potential donors that GHN will wait until the dust settles. Because right now we have lots of people, they're collecting. I live in Brooklyn. So, I mean, everywhere in Brooklyn is a drop-off point. Everywhere in Brooklyn. I mean, maybe within a mile of my house, I might have 3 or 4 drop-off points for food and clothing to go to Jamaica. That is wonderful. That's awesome. But even after, the very same people who are donating now, who are collecting now, who are shipping now, they will move on. Many will move on to something else. They will move on to other initiatives. Or many will think that they kind of, they have given so much already. They're depleted. We're still going to be here. JHN will be here. JHN will be looking at where we can best serve. What can we do that will help the most marginalized amongst us? What can we do to help the poorest of the poor when the dust settles? And I think that we're still looking at all the possibilities now. Maybe in another month or so, we'll be able to pinpoint what we will do to make sure that even we talk about some of the communities that's cut off, we talk about some of people who probably will never, ever regain a home to live in. Certainly not in the foreseeable year or two. We will see what we can do. And that's where the money is going to be spent. And I heard Dr. Donna said that that we spend the money like we take care of the money like we take care of ours. I'm going to make a correction. We take care of their money better than we take care of ours. Better, because we try to stretch it, we try to wash it, we try to dry it, we try to use the water.
Be careful with that word wash.
Oh man,
be careful with that word.
That word wash.
We wash the money.
That's not always a good word.
And we use, well, you know what
Rinse.
I'm talking
We rinse
about.
it. We rinse
We
it.
rinse it, and we use the water, and we continue because we're gonna make it stretch. We make the money stretch, because when people donate, we're gonna make sure that we maximize that donation all the time. That they'll be happy that they donated, because they will see where the money goes. Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Grace, for washing
What-
and
what-
rinsing.
Wash the money.
Wash
My
and dry it.
contribution-
Right.
Yvonne, are you going, or Dr.?
My contribution to this in terms of sustainability and long-term goal is to piggyback about wait until the dust settles. But while we can, after the immediate need is being served, that we're working on right now, this $100,000 projection and goal is to like school with the children. Because we got to get the schools back running. It's critical for a generation because we had COVID, we had burial, and we're having this now. These children are so affected in such a short time that is affecting a generation or two right now. So in long term, how I think is that we got to get the schools right. The hospitals, yes, but the hospitals are more of a government kind of thing that we can do with these schools. We can do with the hospitals, but I think we can do um, a more impactful and a larger thing in or a small way with the schools to get these children going back to school, whatever it takes. We can do this.
And Yvonne, you're so correct because we are an organization that is about schools. That's what
Yes.
we really do. So appreciate that, Dr. Davidson. Let's forget unmute your phone. Unmute. Let's move past the immediate need, long-term sustainability. What is GHN's role there?
Okay, so the biggest thing right now for long-term sustainability is for us to get on the ground and to identify some specific needs. So I know we're going down this weekend and we'll be able to get into that aspect of it. And that is our focus right now because we have to pinpoint specific things that we need to get done. But just to share with the team, we're working immediately. As I speak with you, we're putting trucks together to get stuff down to the people, and we're working on logistical work and working with teams. So we're working. So it's not like we're sitting waiting, but one of the things that we have done so far is that in order to be able to make a great impact, it's critical that we have money, right? So we're on a massive fundraising campaign to put money together so we can make that impact. So it's not that we're not working now. We're doing a lot of logistical work and actual work to get things done to Jamaica.
Nothing can happen without money. Sorry, our key focus right now is to secure the funding so we can do work, and that's what this is about. That's what the link I posted in the chat is about. And then I must say that our donors, they've been very receptive and they've done amazing, as they always do. They've really supported us, and we continue to ask them for that level of support that they've always given us, our donors. Amazing people we have that who support GHN, and we're so grateful to them because there's nothing we can do as an organization without them. What we call them, they're our VIPs, right? For donors. They're the ones to make it all happen. Dr. Dunn, let me turn it back to you.
Yeah, definitely long term, we're definitely going to have to look at infrastructure, and there's so many pieces to it, shelter, of course the schools, getting the kids back in schools, because we know that at least if the kids are going to school, they'll have a meal, right? And keeping their brains active and all that good stuff will help, and even help the parents as well, to get our children back in school. But I think long term it's going to take all of us. It's going to take every single human to support individuals who have gone through this hurricane. We're talking about people we're going to have to have support system for mental health care, trauma. So it's a big undertaking that that we'll have to figure out how to help our people.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Donna. So I have a question and we're going to start with Dr. Polly, and we're going to go around the room. What does this moment in time is teaching us about community unity and responsibility. What is this teaching us, Dr. Polly?
I besides the lesson that we are learning, I think we're being forced to react as a community to rebuild. This event that took place, it's more than a hurricane. Everybody says it was like a bomb that was dropped. And so when we see that the extent of desperation, we come together to survive. So it means that it's either we survive or we die. And we realize that to survive, we have to stick together as a community. And I just wanted to say something about, reaching out initially. I know it's like when somebody dies and everybody comes around you, and then 3 weeks afterwards, there's nobody, and you go into a mental depression. But at the same time, right now, people are desperate because the stores are not open, especially in Montego Bay, I understand. And so there is no food. Water is a scarcity, drinking water. There's some places they've given water to churches to distribute, but not everybody has access. So I have never seen a time in our existence where the community has come together. So it's not like we are having to learn, we're having to do. We're having to come together to survive and to help others survive.
Thank you, Dr. Polly. I'm going to pose the same question to Dr. Brown.
When it comes to community, it brings me back to when we were growing up in Jamaica, and we did everything together in our communities. And I think with this hurricane, it's forcing us to do that again, to depend on each other, to rely on each other. You know, our neighbors used to make sure that we're okay when our parents are gone, and make sure that we're fed, you know. And I've heard of situations where that is taking place, where, you know, they're now cooking community meals, you know, out in the open, and everybody's being fed there. So it forces the ones who are being affected to now depend on each other. And for us here, you know, like Dr. Grace was saying, in Brooklyn, everybody's collecting. So here we are, a community again, doing so much together for one big cause, you know. So I think it's so important. And it is a bad thing, the hurricane, but it's also positive on the side where we can come together and to work together for something bigger, you know, for Jamaica.
Thank you, Dr. Diane. Dr. Bingsley, what is the lesson here? What is this teaching us? Unmute, please. You're still there.
Okay, I'm good. Yeah, I support 100% what Diane said. This is a great opportunity for us as a people to come together, but not necessarily Jamaicans in Jamaica, but Jamaicans abroad. And we use the term diaspora very, very loosely. But this is a great opportunity for us to work together as a people to help our country, and to join hands also with other folks who are not Jamaicans. You know, there are over 5,000 Jamaican organizations in the United States of America, and everybody is doing their own thing. So I hope this is an opportunity for us to come together as a people.
As a people, out of many,
one people.
All right. That's the only time you can say one people.
Yeah, I was One thing I was there, no, I was listening Dr. Apollo Reed. I know her very well, but I don't think she remember me, you know, and I was
You
president.
know, I
When I was
can't see.
president of Najasa, she took good care of me when I went to Atlanta.
Oh, great. Yes. After
Yeah.
She's
let me
still
open up.
taking care of people.
So the connections are there. And one of the thing is, I have a very good friend that from Betheltown. Well, a lot of people from Betheltown. But Dr. Tinglin is from Betheltown and he's putting a team together for Betheltown. So linkages is of critical importance. So I'm going to link you. You see, one of the big thing, is not to really the money and everything like that. There's a lot of stuff that we can do in terms of putting people together and create that sort of linkage.
Networking.
Yes, the whole aspect of networking. So I'll try to get Dr. Tinglin
Okay.
information to you, and
Yes.
also as I'm coming out of this, I am the food guy. Food, shelter, and clothing, but I'm sticking to the food first. The immediate
Food
needs,
is critical.
right? And so I heard you talking about food and getting food into the community. We have the system in place to get food in the community, in your community. Get a whole truckload of food in the community. What we need is money, and we can help you coordinate to get the food there. Guess what? We're not short of food in Jamaica.
Right.
Not
The food is right there in Jamaica.
in Jamaica. Yeah. Food is there's no shortage of food in Jamaica, and I want to repeat that. It's a phone call, and the money and the food will be delivered, and we've proven that. We've done that. We've done it, and we're going to continue to do that.
Dr. Laxley,
Go ahead.
as you say, out of many one people and no food shortages, the Chinese control a lot of the supermarkets, especially around Montego and a number of other communities. And they have been quietly working. I mean, they have bans loads of foods and baby items, and they're giving them out quietly in all the communities that they're in. So, people always knock the Chinese, but they have shown their mettle this time. And they were out there from the very beginning.
They always have.
Awesome.
Because guess what? They work together.
Yes, they do.
They work
You know,
together, put a unit together.
Mhm.
And I think hopefully we in Jamaica can learn from them in terms
Right.
of how to work together.
Mhm.
But when you're ready to get the food into Betheltown,
Mhm.
we have the experts here that can get it into Betheltown for you.
Okay. Yes. Well, I'll call my friend back. She's the one from Betheltown. She's calling right now. So.
Right. Because going down to Betheltown, if you go down at this present time, you just fly down and you take down like 4 or 10 suitcases of food. That will help a little. That's not too bad.
Mhm.
But every little adds up.
Yes.
So I'm okay with that. But we can make more impact,
Right.
in terms of how we put things together.
Right.
If your organization is able to raise the funds, talk to me and Laxley. We get the food right there for you.
Okay.
We're putting it out there. All right, so we're drawing down on time, so we're gonna skip the question and move on. In terms of a closing argument, each person is gonna get a chance to say what is on their mind. Try not to take it too long. All right, we're gonna start with Yvonne. Yvonne, say what's on your mind.
What's on my mind is helping as much as I can, any way that I can. I didn't want to come back. And I'm heading back. And I feel that if we all do it together, we can expand a larger area than if we try to do things individually. So once we get together and do things together, I think we can make a small impact, but in a bigger way. When we do stuff together, that's on my mind. Try to help people. We need help.
Thank you so much, Yvonne. I just want to say one thing before we go to the next person. Dr. Polly is the president of the Jamaican Museum and Cultural Center. And she reached out to me and she said that money she received from our organization, she will make that available, parts of it, some of it available to GHN. That's how much she's a partner with GHN. And we really appreciate that, Dr. Polly. So, Dr. Diane, closing thoughts.
A bigger and better Jamaica is coming.
Mm.
It will take all of us to make it happen, and I can't wait to see it happen. At the same time, we should not be proud that, I mean, we are proud Jamaicans and we know how we can big up ourselves. But if you realize how the world is with us, and I think it's important for us to not always think that we're little about Utalawa, but we're little Utalawa with the help that is being given to us by the world. So many countries have stepped up for Jamaica, for a little island, and it's gonna be bigger and better. And I look forward to that. And when we boast, we just don't boast as one, but one big family.
And starting right here, one big family, right here.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And we're gonna, Dr. Polly, your closing thoughts.
As I'm we're gonna ride on the word Talawa, little but with Talawa. I was listening to a speech by the president of Trinidad and Tobago, and they were showing the relief that they were sending to Jamaica, everything to Jamaica. And when she realized that it sounded so badly, she must have remembered the 46 people who died in Haiti also, and that Cuba had losses, and she barely added on, and Cuba too, and Haiti too. But everything was about Jamaica. So the world we stood out so much as a country that attained so much, that we're so resilient, we're outstanding. And here for us to be, our material things to be destroyed like that, the world was ready to help us. And in the process, you can see they were forgetting the other islands. So I just want to say, there are others out there suffering too, other islands suffering too. And whatever we get, we need to share it and remember them. But I believe a miracle is coming. I believe that it's going to take a miracle to rebuild our nation. But I believe we're going to do it bigger and better.
Amen to that. Amen to that. And other people are suffering. I have friends from Haiti. And I intentionally did not reach out to them to ask them for a donation. I didn't, because I know they're dealing with their stuff. Too often they're dealing with stuff, too often. So I intentionally did not reach out to them. Some of them. All right. So Dr. Bingsley, share with us. What are you thinking?
I had to write down everything here because I just want to take a minute. I think we should take a two-prong attack. Right? Immediate needs, long-term needs, collaboration, and facilitation. My mantra right now is food, shelter, and clothing, and to assist the poor and needy. I'm not going to use the word marginalized. I'm going to leave Grace for that. Because Grace is excellent on the term marginalized. And she's not going to talk to you without that. So I'll leave it. I'm not going to copy your term. So I'm using the word poor and needy. I'll leave Grace on that term because I was going to use that. Thank you.
I thought you was going to take longer.
You did well.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Doc.
Yeah, this thing is teaching me personally a lesson. I'm out of the talking business right now. I'm into action, and if you're not dealing with action right now with me, I'm leaving you.
And I'm gonna say something about you, Doc, because you've really stepped up to the plate. Grant you, yeah, I want to be careful when I say Grant you because he's from Grant Bush.
Grant Bush, Little London.
That's where he's from, Grant Bush. So, but you have stepped. I really commend you, man. You have stepped up in a huge, big way. You have stepped up as an individual, as a member, director, foreign director of GHM. You have, and I want to commend you for what you're doing. And we pray that God will bless you and continue to give to you, so you can continue to give to others, because you have done that. And that is not to say that other members here are not doing it, but I just want to say that to you because you really have, and we should commend you for it and say thank you. So let's give Bings a big one of them.
If you yes, you know, some press releases and use some little terms, I'm using those things as motivation for my group. So, you know, I put X amount of dollars out already. It's in Jamaica, and we're going to use it for some work. But it's not really about me, but I'm trying to throw a light and really get to the heart of people.
Proof of concept.
And it's proof of concept for me. So if you see the things go out, it's not about me. It's my, you know, actually I'm putting that on my corporation.
And it's doing good stuff for people, and that's the most important thing. Dr. Grace.
I am sitting here quietly praying to God that I do not lose my zeal and my excitement and the energies I have right now, and that I will be in this rebuilding and this replenishing effort in Jamaica for the long haul.
And just like that. Like that, to the point. Thank you, Dr. Grace. Another powerhouse in raising and not afraid to ask, because she's not asking for herself ever. She knows that whatever she asks for is for, what's the word you use, Bingsy? What's the word you use? The honor?
Marginalized.
So if you want to learn how to ask Grace, because Grace is not shy. Even within our family, Grace is my cousin. Grew up together like brother and sister. Grace will not, even my brother and sister Grace gonna beat me to it. She's gonna beat me to get the donation from them. So I have to say, Grace, leave my family, my brother's not family, because we're all family. Anyway, let's move on. Dr. Garfield, final thoughts. And mute yourself, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, live and clear coming to you from Kennesaw. Yes, so again, I want to say kudos to this team. I've been on different fundraising teams and different organizations, and I echoed it to Dr. Lax last night. This is one that we come on and we have a good time working for a good cause without any animosity. I think that speaks to the leadership. We respect whoever is the leader. We're not competing over here. we don't compete. We don't have time to compete. We're here to roll up our sleeves and work together. And it's just a harmonious group that has been put together and been functioning for the past 2 years or more for a common cause, for mankind, for God's people. And as our island in the sun, as my motto from Jif says, loving you from afar, we're loving you from afar. And we just want to make sure we in the diaspora, Jamaica looks to us, you know. If you every time you hear a conversation happening in Jamaica, nowadays they're talking about the diaspora. It's like we are the quote unquote piggy bank, right? So if we are the piggy bank, let's hold it, let's cherish it, and just work hard. I mean, there's no one on this platform I can see who is not a hard worker. Sometimes I don't know when Dr. Binsey sleeps. I don't know when Laxley sleeps. Sometimes we're up 1, 2 a.m. in the morning, and what we're talking about is always about people and what we can do for the betterment of our people. Diane, you and I work together in the health field here. Dr. Donna, Dr. Polly Reed, my good friend over there, our good friend over there. So we're all here for a purpose. We could have been doing other things tonight, but we chose to be here for that common cause. So whatever you guys can do to bring in your folks, reach out to them. Reach out to them. Let's make this happen. Now, this is going to be a long haul, guys. So I hope everyone is on here is dedicated to that long haul. So blessings to our island in the sun. Blessings to you all. And let's just move forward.
All right. Thank you.
Lux, can I just say something?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
You know, just now, I heard Dr. McCook said that there's no animosity within the group. There's no competition. And it just took a chord. I'm like, darn, that's part of our success. I never thought about it before. I'm like, that is part of our success. Just hearing it said. And all these years I've been in GHN, I just never thought of it. But you saying it now, I'm like, yes, that's what it is. Yes, that's a huge part of why we do what we do, why we continue so strongly, and why we'll continue to build on what we have done. I love it.
Because we understand the vision and the mission.
I love it. I love it.
So Dr. McCook scared me today. He called me this morning while I was walking with Dr. Donna. What did you say to me, Dr. McCook?
Well, I said, I called you and said, I have a bone to pick with you. And then he says, okay. And I said, what's the bone? I said, well, the meeting we had last night, which was a very powerful meeting. People were committed and giving. Some people were donating, and I don't know if they went back after and check and said, damn, what did I do? But we were doing it over the fullness of our heart. And I called him and said, I have a bone to pick with you. And he thought it was a negative thing, but it was a psychological thing I was saying to him. I was saying to him, based on the meeting last night, I see we all empowered, and it was so refreshing that we were just harmoniously talking about things and not doing it. And I was comparing to other organizations that I am a part of, that there is just so much negativity and we can't move forward. But any meeting we have as GHN, we always move forward. It's always a positive thing. It's not just talk. So when I called him and told him I had a bone to pick with him, he thought it was a negative thing, but it was a compliment. And it is a compliment. And that's why I just re-emphasized it a while ago, that guys, just keep on doing what we're doing. Just be yourself. And we don't need a chip on our shoulder or any stripe or anything. We're all God's people working for a common cause for other people who, what's the word, Dr. Grace?
Marginalized.
Marginalized. So let's just, move forward that, guys.
Yeah, so you made me nervous this morning. I said, what is he coming with now? What happened last night? So we had 20 plus, 24, 26, 28.
24.
And it was powerful. It really was. And we're going to do it November 19th again. And we want to have 50, 60 people on. And we're going to go live with it. Right. So, all right. So time is of the essence. Let me just say what I have to say. And let me first say that all of us here, and I think one of the contributing factors to our success is because we're friends and family. Mm-hmm. We have been friends and family for a long time. And I think, and we like each other. When we go away and when we travel, we get along well. We have fun together. Whether it's going with a Collision with Purpose or GHN, Yvonne, when we go away, we work hard, right, Grace? Mm-hmm. Yeah. When we go to Jamaica and we're working, Grace, Donna, Bingsy, everybody, they go in deep and they don't quit. They don't stop until the work is done. And no one is complaining. No one is watching the other and saying anything. So that is the business model that we use here at JHN that is securing and making us do the work that we're called to do. Because we understand, one thing we understand, none of what we do is about us.
Right.
It is what we're called to do.
Mm.
And I think that's what if we can teach anyone anything, it's to stop making it about yourself. Make it about the work. And once it's about the work, you get rid of the human emotions and all that nonsense that gets in the way and spoil things. So let me say this. Thank you to our GHN directors who are on board with us tonight, and to our trusted friends of GHN, and to every member of Global Humanity Network, the entire family. You know, the insight, the compassion, and the commitment that is shown tonight is a reminder that humanity is at its best when we choose to show up for one another. And tonight, as we did last night, and as we have done for the past 3 years at GHN, we continue to show up for one another. And to the audience out there, anyone who will be watching us tonight or listening to the replay, thanks for joining and for listening and for caring. It is moments like these that remind us that we are not spectators to suffering. We are active participants, and that's who we are. That's who everyone on this platform is. We are not spectators, we are participants. All right. So we are builders of what we call recovery. And that they say we are our brothers and sisters keepers. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to turn it over to our closer, Dr. Donna, as she always said, none other than we'll turn it over to her.
Oh my goodness. I just want to say to our viewers, thank you so much for joining us and for staying on with us. I know we ran, a little bit longer, but this is something that is just so important that, time is not even an issue right now. So thank you for joining us. And also we do have the links in the chat to please go out there, donate to Global Humanity Network, share with your friends and family, and just encourage them. It doesn't matter how small it is. Like, our Jamaican thing is, every little make a muckle. So, just continue to donate. Without your donation, without the funds, we're limited to what we can do. And you've heard every single member of GHN, came on here and really gave you the story of GHN and how serious they take the work that they're doing and how much they are all servant leaders. It's not about them. It's about servant leadership and really serving humanity. And they're very compassionate about the work that they're doing. And know that your dollars, your pennies, your hundreds, your thousands, your millions, whatever it is you're giving to this organization, it is going to go back to humanity and for the cause. Yes, the organization is a global organization. They have served many countries, right? Unfortunately, now many of the members from the organization is from Jamaica, and now it's Jamaica's turn where they're facing such a catastrophe of losing everything, right? So definitely come out and support. I also want to say, yes, I am a part of Global Humanity Network, which I'm very proud of. And I would probably, one of the organizations that, I'm just going to be there forever. I'm here forever because I love it so much. But I also want to say that, even on behalf of Global Humanity Network, we are going to send out our prayers for our fellow Caribbean countries. Haiti took a beating as well. Lives were lost. Cuba, the same thing. We are global, so we extend our our sympathy or empathy with what's happening. The Philippines just had a typhoon as well, where 114 plus lives were lost just a few days ago. So many things is happening, and as an organization, we just want to, definitely extend our prayers. And I'm quite sure at some point we'll be able to help, do other things. But right now, our focus is really getting the island of Jamaica and the people there who are in dire need of our assistance. Um, let's come together and help them. And I want to charge our fellow Jamaicans back home as well, right? If you have members in your communities. We know that we want to do so much. We want to do everything. But you have members in your communities and you see that they're out there in the elements and you can give them shelter. Please find it in your heart to bring them in your homes. I'm begging you, please find it in your heart to bring them in your homes. We're talking about saving lives. We have to continue working on saving lives. Don't just see someone out, they don't even have a tree to be under and leaving them in the elements, the rain and everything. So if you have, even a corner in your room, just, please extend your hand to help the next person. But with that, I know that we cannot stay on here for the entire duration of the evening. So once again, like always, go out there, do an act of kindness, continue to donate, support the organization because it's a long haul, guys. It's a long haul. We have a lot of work to do. And thank you for joining us on A Collision with Purpose this Thursday evening.
Donna, can I do one thing?
Doc.
Yes.
Dr. Polly, before you go, Bings, Dr. Polly, just say something about the fruitcake competition because I know that's coming up soon. And
Yes. I tend to hold back because it's such a grave period we're going through in Jamaica. But every year we have this fruitcake competition, and our museum, our vision is to preserve the traditions of the Jamaican culture in the diaspora among Jamaicans and descendants of Jamaicans and disseminate to the wider community. So one of the things we do besides going in school is celebrate the tradition in a very competitive way. So we have participants who can bake or trying to bake. You never can tell. You may open a baking industry. So it makes sense you try and compete. So we have every year, we have judges, and this year we have a celebrity judge from the Marriott Marquis institution that he has worked top chef in New York, top chef in their hotels across the world. And he's Jamaican. So he has gladly volunteered to come and be a judge this year. And we're looking forward to his expertise. You get to taste numerous different kinds of fruitcakes. They all taste good. So if it's even for that reason, please come and support us on the 23rd of December. And it's at this new CLTV venue on what's the road again?
It's Stockbridge and Harrison, and the 23rd of November.
Yes. It's Stone Mountain. It's Stone Mountain.
Yes, but a correction on the date, 23rd November.
Okay, 23rd of November. I'm sorry. I said December, sorry.
And Dr. Paula, we're going to have you on this program. You and Dr. McCook, who is a director over there. And Dr. Donna is also a judge, I should say.
Oh, yes. And let me tell you, the last 2 years, the judges got drunk, no matter what.
Let me give Dr. Bingsley, let's say what you need to say real quick. We gotta get
I want you to conclude. I want to put a smile on your face. You influenced me, so we'll be going to Ground Zero. I just got my ticket a while ago.
Oh, you want your ticket to go?
Yeah.
So we're going to Jamaica.
I'm going to, yes.
We're going to Jamaica.
And I think you were very humble and that component and the reason why we are going down. Yeah. We're not going down for vacation.
No, it's not a vacation.
No.
Sunday. One of our partner, and in another nonprofit, because we collaborating with other nonprofits. She actually purchased 200 of the small personalized solar battery generators. And those are going to be shipped. But she also chartered an airplane to bring down 20 of the big generators. And those are going to be in Jamaica on Tuesday, but we're going ahead on Sunday to receive them on Tuesday. So we're going to prepare to distribute them. What's powerful about that is she's donating. She's giving 5 of those to GHN for us to distribute them as needed. And from the 200, this is the first shipment. There will be another 200. Yeah, and many more things will come from it. Many more things will come from this connection. So we're collaborating with other nonprofits, leaders, and everyone we're open to work with. So even in terms of donating money, donate to the organization that you see fit, that you donate to, because it's all going to where? Jamaica.
Help the same people.
Yeah, the same people, and that's what it's all about. So let's get out of here. Good night.
Just before we get out, if you can all take some small hand fans with you. I was told that after the hurricane, the place has gotten extremely hot. It's especially indoors. So the small battery hand fans you can give out if you can get some of them.
Oh, that's a good one, Lax.
That's a good one.
That's a very good recommendation.
Thanks for that, Dr. Pauly. We're going to talk about stuff that give us more suggestions. So we still have a few days. Dr. Grace, you want to pray us out of here?
Oh,
good night, everyone.
Good night, Yvonne.
Good night.
Thank you.
Dr. Grace, you want to pray us out of here?
Yes, and so Father God, we come to you, Lord, thanking you for this opportunity to sit and talk about what we can do for those who have been impacted by Hurricane Melissa. Father God, we know that you're with them. Lord, let them know that you never leave them or forsake them, Father God, even though they're going through a very tough period now. Lord, we ask that you will put it in our hearts to help as much as we can. Lord, we ask that you will help us to share with them whatever we have, dear God, that their lives may be improved. Lord, we ask that you stand with them, stand with Jamaica, stand with all those who have the heart, God, who have the heart of yours to be with them. God, we thank you and we bless you in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Thank you, guys. Thank you all.
Step into the spotlight.
Big up Jamaica.
Cover lights on, cameras roll. Time to break the mold. No more silence, every story's gotta be told. Truth in the air, no filter, no